Conte did get sacked, we were talking about what was going to happen there. You were supporting him strongly in the debate in regards to him speaking his mind.
Yes.
The players seem to have gone to the chairman and were like, I mean, through the reports, that enough's enough. You know, we need to let this guy go.
Yeah, they're
now.
crying. As usual.
Crying as usual. Obviously, you don't have a lot of empathy for them. What is the plan from Spurs? Are they going to just use the assistant manager at the end of the season?
Yep. We've got Stellini and Ryan Mason in there. There is no plan, Brian. There is no plan. We're talking about a club worth hundreds of millions.
I felt like I was in a relationship with Craig there.
Yeah.
Really had flashbacks.
There is no plan.
There is no plan, Brian.
Yeah.
Is there?
We have a stadium that is, we're in debt, still paying for. Our director of football is being called a criminal and has resigned and is now on a worldwide ban of his job. Our manager has been sacked. No one wants to come to us, Nagelsmann. We're basically begging for Nagelsmann, and he's not interested. Like, what are we doing?
Not coming as
We're
well,
lost.
by the way.
Our star striker, we don't even know what's going on with him. His contract situation hasn't been sorted out. Son has fell off a cliff. This has been coming. If you've been following the club like I have, you would know that things were going to go down this route.
You said though there had to be a change. Like you had to get rid of Conte.
I didn't say we had to get rid of him. I would have said he could go after that.
You would have got.
I was happy that he spoke his mind and all the cards were on the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like if we didn't have a replacement in mind, sacking him is silly because I think he's got a better chance of getting Spurs top 4 than these current people that are in there now.
Really?
Stellini's just his number 2. Like, what we got?
That was so toxic. Can you imagine being in that dressing room when Conte's called you out in the press conference? And then also just generally just doesn't want to be there. It was so obvious.
Yeah, but why can't these men within men's football just man up?
Yeah.
All right? Just build up that testosterone and get it done, because this is one of the things I get upset with the modern game. Yeah, okay, we've got to show empathy to footballers and look after their mental well-being. I'm all for that.
I can't keep up with these emotions.
You can't tell players about themselves anymore, and it pisses me off. That's why I used to love Jose Mourinho so much. I like managers of that ilk. And these guys get all upset, they go in their feelings, and then they sneak off and do balloons somewhere. And then it's like, allegedly. And then it's like,
what's the other one? What's the thing that they're putting on their gums?
Snus. Oh no, they've been doing snus.
Yeah.
Even the ones
snoo.
Even the ones performing well do snus.
Does anybody disagree with what Conte said? We all agree with it, and most of it in theory, but Craig's right. The players are these days are so mollycoddled. You can't go old school. You can't speak.
I think if he went in the locker room and gave that out to them man to man, that's one thing. But it's when you're basically, he did a bit of, like we were talking earlier about Brendan Rodgers sort of looking after himself. I felt like that was him going, this is them, this is Spurs, that ain't me, I'm better than this, you know.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the fact that he did that in a public way. How could Spurs be in a better position just with the assistant to the guy that you've just got rid of?
Do you know what? It's only for a couple of games, all right? I mean, surely you are getting a new manager
to
in.
the end of the season.
To the end of the
Is it?
season. Look, top 4's on the line. Like, it's on the line. Let's be real. We know Levy more than anything wants top 4 for that money. He wants all that money to come in to help pay for the stadium. But for me personally, I'm just looking at it like, if you're getting rid of Conte is the winner in all of this. Everyone's looking at him like the loser. Oh, your reputation. Once again, you've had a meltdown. He leaves. He will get another big job in the future. I'm telling you, he'll get another big job. Spurs will still be here with those players that have failed to win anything, and he's already solidified. He's won plenty of silverware.
And Spurs are in direct competition with Newcastle, is the club trying to break into the top 4, obviously.
Yeah.
And we look like a far more cohesive, operation.
100%.
If we could have seen Spurs recover from that situation and bond together as a team and put it behind them, they'd be in a much better position moving forward to get top 4. If Newcastle stick together, show that unity, get top 4, we're in a better position than Spurs going in for players. And that massively impacts not just the now with Conte, but the future for Spurs. And I think it's so short-sighted of them to let this come to where it came to. And it shows a lack of actual management from the chairman, from Daniel Levy, to allow that toxicity to spill out in front of camera.
When he pisses off a group of players, it gets incredibly bad. What he did with Diego Costa, who was an amazing striker for us, he was one of the best players in our team at the time, and basically wrote him a text and said, I'm very happy for you to leave.
He was very polite, though. He was very happy.
I'm quite happy for you to go, Diego. And in that moment, every other Chelsea fan is going, we need Diego.
Oh, Diego Costa was the man.
We need him to be the guy, and he was the guy.
Who did he get, Spurs?
I want Nagelsmann, I'll be honest.
I don't think he's going there, mate. I'm sorry.
No, listen. It doesn't look like he's going there. But you're asking me who I want. He's available. That's who I want.
It's a shootout, really, for me, between Poch and Rodgers.
You really think this Brendan Rodgers thing is a mutual thing? Yeah.
No,
Brendan Rodgers ain't leaving 19th place and going in at Spurs, is he?
I know I said he's still a good manager earlier, but his
you
stock's
wouldn't want
really low. Spurs have to get this next one right. It's not that in that period now where if they don't get this next one right, the fans are really at the end of their tether.
What you need to do is go get a project manager then, like Pochettino was.
What about Vincent Kompany?
Vincent Kompany is exactly what I was going to say, and I said that weeks ago.
But then how do we then see we're in between a rock and a hard place because we do need to go back to having a project manager.
Yeah.
But we desperately need silverware. It's 15
not
years.
This again. Not this again.
Yeah, why
Mitch.
would you
You were like
say
this
that?
last time.
What would you say? Do you want a big name manager then? Is it as simple as that? Like you sack the project off, just get me a big name.
If you look at Conte and Mourinho, they were like guaranteed silverware, and it didn't work.
There were loads of players from that Pochettino regime that needed to be taken out of the squad. You look at Arsenal, barring Granit Xhaka, they gutted their squad completely. It was a complete renovation of the squad. And we haven't done that. Dyer's still there. Davis is still there. There's loads of players. Son's tailing off a bit. Sanchez is still there. I felt like we needed to, and I know that's not easy, but we need to do it. How long ago did Pochettino leave now? Like, it was 4 years ago.
You need to sell Kane for that very reason. Not because I'm saying Kane needs to go. But if you sell Kane, that's the start of a refresh for me mentally.
I can tell you something that will sway you on Vincent Kompany right now. Because right now you're looking at him as a Burnley coach. You're not enthused by that. I can tell. It's written all over your face.
It's just a risk. It's a big risk that really right now is can we afford to take?
But Mitch, Marv isn't here. You can say you want to be like Arsenal, right? That's where you want to be. That's where you want to.
I don't want to be
Arsenal's the blueprint, right?
No. They're having a great season, and that's about it.
That's where you want to get to, Mitch.
No.
Here's the thing, right?
They've played in the Champions League for 7 years. Why would I want to be like that?
Listen, here's the thing. Sir Alex Ferguson, right? His disciples, his players that he managed, that went into management, they turned out to be Steve Bruce, Gordon Strachan. It wasn't good. Pep Guardiola is the opposite. His protégés, Xabi Alonso, Xavi at Barcelona, Mikel Arteta.
What have those guys won? The guys you
No,
just
but they're the next up-and-coming breed. Like Xavi's going to win the Liga ahead of Real Madrid, who stuck 5 past this, got his team at home.
Alonso's going to go to Real Madrid by the looks of it.
Alonso's going to go to Real Madrid, and with that one, Arteta's going to win the Premier League, maybe. So
Is Simeone coming up to be available then, potentially? That might be.
I wouldn't inflict Simeone on Spurs.
That would
I
be
mean,
more-
they've suffered enough.
It does feel like it's another bastard, isn't it?
an ugly football, right?
What more playing not to lose instead of playing to win? I can't do that anymore. We need to start playing to win.
But Company plays beautiful football, which is weird because he has a
get Jurgen Klinsmann back. That's the only solution. Get
This is a
Klinsmann back.
joke.
You're gonna
I just think
fry
the club
his
needs
brain.
direction. We need some direction. We need loads of things. We need silverware. We're desperate for that. And I think we need to rip up the playbook and start again. But this next appointment is imperative.
What about somebody crazy like Bielsa?
No way, because I want to watch post-match press conferences and know what my manager's saying. Rodgers, if we get him, I'm not going to be upset, but I don't want him. Sorry, Brendan. Pochettino, this is how I see
Brendan's
it.
won trophies.
He's won
Yes,
FA
yeah.
Cup and he's won what? The Scottish...
Yeah, what a budget.
Well, he's an invincible.
Oh, boy, he's a hero.
Oh, you're great. He's an invincible over there. No, I just think if those managers that won big trophies like Jose Mourinho and Conte couldn't get a tune out of these Spurs players, we need to get rid of a lot of these Spurs players, bring in a new regime, a new batch, a new crop, and I'm gonna put it like this. Here's my ranking. I want Julian Nagelsmann. Please don't tell me again we're not getting him. Okay, but I want him number 1. Then I'll take Pochettino. And then I'll take Brendan Rodgers. That's how I rank the 3 favourites with the bookies
But Mitch,
right now.
you're a man who is desperate for silverware. You keep banging on about that. Then why would Pochettino be number 2nd? What's he won?
Because maybe he's learned. Well, he has just won the Ligue 1 with
French
with
League,
PSG.
which is the same as Rodgers winning the Scottish League.
I'd put PSG winning the
little
French League
bit.
above, only a little bit above the Scottish League. Sorry
Yes,
to
in
all my
terms of
Scots watching.
no. In terms of competition, PSG in the.
What are you saying on that?
He's saying that the competition, the competitiveness of the league.
No, don't do that.
you
The
put-
teams in League R. I watch League R football from time to time. I do not watch Scottish football. It's way better than Scottish.
Okay, but if Rodgers had slipped up and not won in Scotland, which he didn't, he never finished 2nd, by the way, that would be a big failure. Pochettino did finish 2nd in France with Neymar and Mbappe to
No,
Lille.
don't do that. That was his first season. He took over. Then his first full it was half a season. Then his first full season, he won the league. But it's not about that at PSG. It's just win the Champions League or leave.
I'm
basically.
a big Pochettino fan. I have to say, I've defended him a lot. I really like him as a coach.
Pochettino will be a great manager at Liverpool next season, I think, when Klopp goes in the summer invariably. I think that could be a
No,
thing.
we'll actually have a shot at Nagelsmann if that happens.
But that's the thing.
Do you know what? I find it a bit weird that we're all sort of like big Nagelsmann fans now, but 2 weeks ago, no one was mentioning him in any of the conversations. I know he's just got sacked
because we didn't think his job was available.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, guys. Like, we weren't really like going and saying he should be the Chelsea manager or the Spurs manager. And suddenly now he's like this really like God mode.
No,
manager.
I'm not having this now. I'm not having this.
No?
Julian Nagelsmann, look at me, yeah. If you ever see this, yeah, please humble yourself. How old is he? 35?
Yeah.
35. And you're turning down Tottenham Hotspur.
I don't think he's been offered the job yet.
Mate,
So
he's 100%
we went in for it. We went in for him.
He would be the manager now if
You're
he were
35, bro.
He'd be the
You
manager.
ain't even been managing that long.
They've got their assistant manager in charge. He'd be in charge.
Craig
now.
makes a good
It's
point,
simple.
though. Isn't Nagelsmann just in the Klopp mold, like the gegenpress? And doesn't he have Liverpool written all over his face, like it's Anfield DNA?
But he's cheeky. Just a couple of seasons ago, he was at RB Leipzig. Who's this guy think he is?
I think it is funny. Like,
disrespect.
People tend to know a lot about Nagelsmann in the last 2 weeks. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, Nagelsmann's great. A lot of the Chelsea fans are now sort of going on. We have to take Nagelsmann. He's so much better than what we've got.
He's a good coach, though.
We're not saying he's a bad manager. I just don't think we know. Like in England, I don't think we're like experts in Nagelsmann. Like I just think he's done some fairly good stuff in Germany. Like, do we know that he's going to be the next generational manager?
Fairly good stuff. He won the league with Bayern Munich last year, and this year, like I said, they were damn near perfect in the Champions League, and he got sacked, and they were 1 point off top.
We're talking about Bayern.
No, but even with Bayern, that was beyond ruthless what they did to him. That was beyond ruthless because you can bring Tuchel in. All right, cool. They just won the derby this weekend, but you could bring Tuchel in, and they could still end up losing the league.
Josh, I think you're a bit soured. You're bitter, all right, because Nagelsmann he's a hipster choice. Graham Potter's a hipster choice,
and he wants him.
It's not going so well with you, so I get it. Okay, you're allergic to hipster managers right now.